there YouTube, and welcome to a random review. I am Random Ross, and today I review, because I reviewed the original, The Witches. So now I'm reviewing the remake. So this one is directed by Robert Zemeckis, who has given us many classics, including Back to the Future and other stuff. Well, I'm mainly known for that. Based on the book by Roald Dahl of the same name, starring Anne Hathaway, Octavia Spencer, Stanley Tucci, however you pronounce his name, and Chris Rock. So this, as I've said already, is based on the book by Roald Dahl. It's a dark fantasy comedy where, like in the original, it follows, the kid Luke, who's orphaned and lives with his grandmother, and they decide to go to a hotel, and the witches, and you only discover there's a conference going on with witches, and they're all led by the Grand High Witch, and she plans to turn all the children in the world into mice by poisoning chocolate with potion. And and of course, Luke befriends a boy named Bruno, and then he is turned into a mouse, and then Luke's turned into a mouse. Luke discovers that his pet mouse was a little girl, and she got turned into a mouse, and, his new friends and his grandmother must find a way to stop the Grand High Witch, and they do so, but I won't tell any more. So, likes and dislikes. So, what did I like? Well, I liked that this was more lighter, more brighter, and had a little bit more comedy in there. I also liked the visual effects as well. On some, they had some good visual effects. Not all good visual effects, like a CGI'd cat. I also like they stay true to the witches in it from the book, that they have squared feet, no toes, and they have claws like big noses, and their baldness and wig rashes. I like they still had that in there, like they did in the original film and the book. Of course, Anne Hathaway as the Grand High Witch. Now, she wasn't ugly or hideous looking like Angelica Houston's was, but still, she was very unnerving as the Grand High Witch. And she had that Pennywise-like smile in it. The witches in this have a long elongated lips, some sort, in this, and that was all done with CGI. I thought Octavia Spencer was great in this as Grandma. She was great as the Grandma character, and one thing they did change from it was that, it wasn't set in England. It was set in America in 1968, I also like the character of Mr. Stringer. Obviously had not enough screen time, wasn't like a full main character. That's another thing as well. Here's some negatives now. I don't think we saw much of the Grand High Witch enough. Anne Hathaway was great as the Grand High Witch, but I feel like we didn't see her enough, that she didn't develop more. This film's about 105 minutes, and I thought that this was a very fast-paced film for me. I gotta be honest, it was a bit fast-paced for me, which I thought I have no problem with at all. But with me knowing the original and the film and the book, I thought, oh yeah, I know how this is going to play out. But still, they had some good visuals, some good comedic moments. Anne Hathaway as the Grand High Witch. Now, I thought her talking in this kind of got a bit annoying, the way she yelled and screamed and shouted in that foreign voice. I guess I didn't like that. I'm sure Roald Dahl will be happy to know, now there's a little spoiler here, but I'm sure Roald Dahl will be happy to know that the ending stayed true to the book. I won't give anything away about it if you've not read the book, but let's just say they do kind of stay truer to the ending of the book in this one. This also had Chris Rock narrating it and was like the older Luke. And yeah, Chris Rock, you know, always has that crazy voice that we hear from him. So I like Chris Rock's narration. This one by far is not scary at all. I mean, the original scared the crap out of me as a kid. This one, even as a kid, I don't think it would scare me because it wasn't scary. It was family friendly and something for the family to enjoy. This came to HBO Max in America. Over here, it's Amazon Prime, about 16 quid or something, so you can rent it. Is it worth doing that, renting it? Personally, no. I would probably say wait for it to become available to stream for free or till it's out on DVD or something. Is it as good as the original? I don't think it is. I thought that this was okay. It was an okay remake. It was entertaining. It wasn't boring or bad. I just much prefer the 1990 original film to this one. But I'd say that this is more like a remake for the new generation, the generation of today. This was originally meant to have a theatrical release, but of course hasn't been so because of this whole COVID-19 pandemic. But it's a good film. I recommend it, but I don't recommend renting it for that much if you're in England. I don't know how much it costs wherever you are in the world, but there you go. So, my ratings now. The Witches 2020, I'll give it a 3 out of 5 on this one. 3 out of 5 for this one. So there you go. My review on The Witches. Have you seen this one? Let me know down in the comments below. If you like this video, be sure to give it a big thumbs up. Share with your friends. Feel free to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. And you want to see any more horror content, I have a horror channel that's linked in the cards above or down below. I'm doing a whole 31 days on there, reviewing a horror every day. So yeah, you can check all that out. Okay, so I've been Random Ross. This has been a random review. And until next time, I bid you all a goodbye, friends, goodbye.